Live as live can be, 941. Mike Davis is founder of Article 3 Project, former law clerk for Justice Neil Gorsuch, and former chief counsel for nominations for the United States Senate Committee on the Judiciary. Mike, welcome back to the show. Thanks for taking the time this morning, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being so clear on TV, too. I watch you. You come in. I know you're on a lot, and we appreciate really your time this morning. Talk about the judge denying Donald Trump's attempt to delay the hush money trial, and also quote unquote hush money trial, statute of limitations, what Alvin Bragg did to bring that back. What are we going with Fannie, what's her name, Willis? I mean, it's this is a nightmare, Mike, and you're the only one. You're so clear when you describe it all, Mike Davis. Please walk us through, starting with this trial that's supposed to happen next week with President Trump, please.
On Monday, April 15th, you have this Soros-funded Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, bringing the first criminal trial ever against a former president. And it is obviously lawfare and election interference. They went to this Democrat Manhattan judge, Juan Merchan, who donated to Biden in 2020 and another anti-Trump cause. He's clearly biased. His adult daughter is a Democrat's political consultant who has profited from this trial. Lauren Merchan is the adult daughter. She's made money from this criminal prosecution. She's raising money from this criminal prosecution. She's consultant for Biden and Harris and many other Democrats before. This is a clear violation of New York law. He should recuse, and he refuses to recuse. Remember what this case is all about. You have Alvin Bragg bringing these felony charges against President Trump for the non-felony of a businessman settling a nuisance claim. And this happened allegedly back in 2017, and Alvin Bragg says that was somehow election interference in 2016. So how was he interfering in the election in 2016 when these alleged felonies happened in 2017? And what you have here is President Trump allegedly paid off a nuisance claim to make it go away, which is routine. And Alvin Bragg is taking what are at best time-barred bookkeeping misdemeanors, and I don't even think they're bookkeeping misdemeanors, but at best they're time-barred bookkeeping misdemeanors, and they've been converted somehow into felony campaign finance violations. And the prior Manhattan DA, Cy Vance, passed over this bogus theory against Trump. The Manhattan U.S. attorney passed over this bogus theory. The Federal Election Commission passed over this bogus theory. Alvin Bragg himself passed over this bogus theory. It wasn't until Matthew Colangelo got sent from the Biden Justice Department, a very senior political appointee, a Democrat operative, to resurrect the zombie case and bring the first indictment ever against a former president. And all this lawfare, these 4 different criminal indictments by these Democrat prosecutors and Democrat polls, they waited 30 months to bring these indictments, and then they timed these trials back to back this year to interfere in the election. This is obvious lawfare. This is obvious election interference.
How? Thank you for that, Mike Davis. How does this happen in America? How does this happen? Everything you said is not political. Everything you said is objective, fair, and a great overview and a brilliant take on what's going on. And the press leaves it. They leave it alone. I watch my favorite local news channel. I'm watching TV, and they talk about it like, oh my gosh, it's a slush fund trial for Donald Trump, and they sensationalize it. And then, we got to turn to you to speak the truth in America in 2024, Mike Davis. But and again, to talk us through, if you would, Fannie Willis, this ridiculous thing. How is this woman still out there? She lied on the stand. Did she not lie on the stand? How does this woman go? I wish I could go on vacations like Fannie Willis went on vacations. Where did that money come from? Where did that quote unquote cash come from? And what's going on with Tish James? What's going on? I mean, and Jack Smith. They let Joe Biden off the hook with all of his quote unquote classified document situations. but they're going after Trump. Just to encapsulate it all, Mike, I'm sorry for ranting, but it's so confusing to a layman like myself that I think Trump, because good will always, I think, prevail over evil, Trump walks away from all this. Yes?
Well, he should, because these Democrat prosecutors have brought 4 different criminal indictments for non-crimes. And then you have Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General, bringing a fraud case against Trump for the non-fraud of a businessman paying back sophisticated Wall Street banks in full, on time, as agreed, with interest. And somehow that's fraud in New York, right? It's just insane. And with these criminal cases down in Georgia, both Jack Smith and Fani Willis, Big Fani, have charged President Trump for January 6th for the non-crime of objecting to a presidential election and trying to twist arms politically. That is allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887. Democrats objected to Republican wins in 1968, 2000, 2004, and 2016. You don't see Al Gore and Hillary Clinton and John Kerry in jail for objecting to Republican wins. It's also allowed by the First Amendment. Down in Georgia with Big Fani Willis, she had an illegal financial stake. She has an illegal financial stake in this criminal prosecution of Trump. She paid Nathan Wade, her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, as the special prosecutor in this case, and she paid him $250 an hour, and he doesn't have the relevant experience. They brought this bogus RICO case against Trump and 18 others, this big, dumb case, because Big Fani is making a lot of money off this case. She's taking illegal kickbacks from her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, Nathan Wade, and in the form of these lavish trips. Big Fanny's getting taken all over the world to, like, Belize, the Caribbean.
Amazing.
She's living large. She's a Grey Goose girl, she said, and she's living large, taking these illegal kickbacks. And Big Fanny is prosecuting this unprecedented January 6th case against Trump. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is obviously lawfare and election interference. Jack Smith is the other one. He has 2 cases. He's bringing espionage charges against President Trump for the former president having presidential records in the office of former president, which is allowed by the Presidential Records Act. At the same time, Merrick Garland and the Biden Justice Department gave Joe Biden a pass when he admitted to having classified records and using them for his $8 million advance on his book when he illegally shared his records with his ghostwriter. This is obviously lawfare and election interference. It's driven by Biden. Biden has his fingerprints on all 4 of these unprecedented criminal prosecutions against President Trump.
And who's running it from the White House? Because Merrick Garland looks too feeble. Biden is too feeble. Who's the culprit pushing all this, do you think, Mike Davis? Quickly, if I may, sir.
Well, it might be Biden and his White House counsel. Because remember, Nathan Wade, this moron who Big Fanny hired, billed the taxpayers of Fulton County for his 2 meetings with the Biden White House, including the White House counsel, before they brought this indictment. So it shows that they obviously, Big Fanny and Nathan Wade, obviously colluded with the Biden White House and Biden White House counsel before they brought this indictment against Trump, because he billed his time. He billed 16 hours of his time for these 2 meetings with the Biden White House.
Mike Davis, no notes off the top of his head, just brilliantly laying out what is wrong with everything they're doing against Donald Trump. Mike, God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Please come back when you can.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Mike Davis, a founder of the Article 3 Project.